The big story was weather. Social media lighting up with all sorts of videos and pictures from the storms. Viewers, storm chasers sending us in stunning videos of multiple tornadoes. A very busy evening on the weather front. Now we have live team coverage about the storm. Chief Meteorologist Brad Edwards is here with the very latest. First, let's go to Local 5's John Diaz, who's live in Lake City, one of the hardest hit areas. John.
Yeah, that's right, Samantha. We have been driving around town and we have seen significant damage. We've seen damage to homes, businesses, property, and of course a lot of tree damage. And we've seen things like this. Take a look behind me. This is a pile of debris. It looks like metal siding or a metal roof that has been presumably ripped off a building here in town and has landed on the track here at South Central Calhoun High School. Now take a look at some of the video that we shot earlier today. Most of the town, we should tell you, is without power right now. The fire department also saying that they have not gotten any significant reports of injuries, which is really good news. We talked with a business owner, Nick Gordon, who operates a tree service here in town, and he came back to significant damage to his facility, but like many others here, he is staying positive.
You know, it's just Iowa. It is what it is. I mean, like you said, nobody was hurt, nobody was here. As far as I know, I have my friends and family live in town. Nobody's been hurt. Now there's a couple roof damages and a lot of tree damage, but it seems like we're just really lucky. Definitely could have been worse. So we're thankful for what we have, and we'll get everything fixed up, and by next year we'll be ready for another one.
Now, crews started working almost immediately after the storm passed, trying to not only take care of some of the tree damage, but Mid-American was out here trying to recover some power. We've also seen various utilities out here. The fire department telling us that there's a couple of neighboring communities that are without power as well, and they are expecting that they won't have power back until tomorrow morning. So folks here really in for a long night, but again, a lot of them rather telling us that this could have been much worse. For now, we are live for you in Lake City. John Diaz, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
Thank you, John. And of course, there have been even more power outages. Joining us now is Jeff Greenwood with Mid-American Energy. Jeff, where are you seeing the most power outages? How many customers are affected?
Well, hi, Samantha. We are seeing about 1,400 customers in the Lake City area who are without power tonight because of that tornado that blew through. It was just about 4 o'clock or just before 4 o'clock when it blew through town. It took down approximately 12 or 13 transmission poles. So those are the larger, taller poles that feed our substation, and then that goes off to feed our customers. So we called in crews immediately from the area. We've also brought in some crews from outside the area as well. Not just Mid-American Energy crews, but we've brought in some contractors as well to help us work on those poles, because obviously that takes some time to pull the poles out and fix the lines and get those customers restored. So it's going to be some matter of hours before we can restore those customers. We are working overnight and we'll work into tomorrow morning. One thing I'd like to make sure that people understand, though, is that if they see a down line, don't approach the line, don't touch it, assume it's energized. It's a safety issue. Let us know and we'll come and take a look at it and make sure it's safe.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, these storms definitely create dangerous situations, especially in the days following. So certainly wise advice there. And if anything, we're just urge people for patience as you all get out and make your rounds cleaning up after this.
Yeah, we're going to be out all night and into tomorrow. We have brought in extra crews, so we're working as hard as we can, as quickly as we can, but keep in mind safety is number one, and those crews need to work safely to get that power restored to our customers.
Jeff, thank you for keeping everyone safe out there, and we appreciate you joining us this evening. Let's get to We Are Iowa's most accurate weather forecast. My goodness, Brad, you've been a busy man.
Wow, we have been very busy, starting, as Jeff said, just before 4 o'clock, and they developed. These thunderstorms were almost nothing at 3:30, and then they blew up, literally just went to town, and thunderstorms just developed around the Lake City area first, and then they really traveled and developed right along that highway, 175. So it really got going in Gowrie, and just a few minutes later, several other cells. We had like 3 supercells developing in the same area around Stratford, Jewell, and down down into Story City. So really, really active weather. It didn't stop there, continued into eastern Iowa. And last I checked, there was a tornado warning still in effect in Cedar County in eastern Iowa. Let's take a look at what's happening with the radar. And there it is right there. There's a tornado warning still in effect at this hour. There is this little bit of a tornado watch until 11 o'clock here. We are pretty much out of the woods though, but boy, it was a pretty active night as far as tornadoes go. Weren't expecting that many tornadoes, but conditions really came together for tornadoes tonight. The rest of tonight is mostly just going to be rain out there. We've had such heavy rain. They've got flooding going on here in the southern portion of Story County. Still some heavy rain down in Jasper County right now. Here in Des Moines, things have really quieted down. A lot of ground clutter out there, but definitely some heavy rain. As far as that heavy rain goes, Maxwell had 5.5 inches of rain, maybe even more than that toward the Rhodes area. This is where that flooding is happening, and roads were covered with water. Even downtown Des Moines had enough rain to give some problems for drivers there in downtown Des Moines. Look at the rain in eastern Iowa, flooding going on in this area possibly too. So tonight, showers and thunderstorms will continue to redevelop. We could have some heavy downpours, but no severe weather expected here. Small hail, heavy downpours, maybe some gusty winds through tomorrow morning, all south of I-80 going through the day tomorrow, and then it'll quiet down. So the risk for severe weather is pretty much gone except for that heavy rain threat tomorrow, and we are going to have some nicer weather in the forecast, cooler temperatures, and the weekend looks great. I'll have some good news about that coming up in just a bit.
And don't forget, Local 5 is here for you when it comes to staying a step ahead of any disruptive weather. If you have your phone or tablet, you can stay ahead of the storm with our free to download We Are Iowa app. Great for days when you lose power like today. We also stream live on YouTube TV.
We did not have severe weather in the metro, but we did have this heavy rain coming down, and it caused some problems for travelers out there. Some ponding on the roadways. It was a heavy downpour, and the airport only got 0.06 of an inch, but some areas got more than that, and that's going to happen again later tonight. Let's talk about what's happening out there with the radar. And we've got thunderstorms still going in eastern Iowa. Still, well, no, the tornado warning is gone. That's good news. So we no longer have a tornado warning. I think we started tornado warnings around 3:50 in the afternoon, and we've had one ever since until this moment. We finally are free of tornado warnings, and that watch has been canceled too for us, expired basically. So things are better, and we've got still some thunderstorms out there, and this is the heavy rain that came down just on the south portion or southeastern portion of Story County. Heavy rain there into Marshall County, and that caused some serious flooding. So there may still be some issues there even tomorrow morning. Be careful in that area. We've got heavy thunderstorms down to the south here, although they are starting to move out of central Iowa, moving into eastern Iowa. Some new development down here near Highway 34. Again, heavy downpours will be the real problem going through the night. Looking back at the day, we set the stage here, got up to 90 degrees, had a high level of humidity, that dew point very high, and now things are starting to cool down. It's getting better out there tonight. We still have enough energy though to get more showers and storms going later tonight. The dew point is still 71, which is pretty high right now. The metro, we got 79 in Knoxville, 77 in Indianola, quite a bit cooler in Boone at 70 degrees. The further north you go, the cooler it is. We've got a cold front moving through, and it will cool down northern Iowa tomorrow, but it's kind of stalling out. It's slowing down here in central Iowa. You can see the drier air coming into northern Iowa, still very humid air down to the south. Dew point 75 in Creston tonight. So that front is right in this area right now through central and southern Iowa, and it's going to be kind of stationary here. We've got another wave of energy coming in, and plus we'll get what we call a low-level jet going, and that'll probably get more thunderstorms going overnight. So the front is almost stationary at this point, and we will continue with the showers and thunderstorms. Some of them will develop behind the front, which they're not going to be severe, but you'll see some heavy rainfall. You can kind of see those winds out of the north here tomorrow in Des Moines. Even so, thunderstorms will develop, and they could drop some heavy rainfall throughout the afternoon in parts of southern Iowa. Northern Iowa, you're going to be dry tomorrow with pretty nice conditions here. Everybody dries out on Friday. It looks like a really nice day. Futurecast rainfall, it could be heavy. We're talking about 3 to 6 inches of rain possible in some of these areas in southern Iowa through tomorrow, even maybe lingering into tomorrow night. So Flooding will be the concern here, not severe weather tomorrow. For tonight, thunderstorms likely, the severe weather winding down, 69 degrees. Tomorrow, partly cloudy to the north with thunderstorms to the south. And again, severe weather, probably not, but heavy rain.
All right, everybody, let's check in with Local 5 weather on the 5s. We're getting a look outside this morning at Sky Tracker 5. All right, we have a lot to break down from yesterday with severe weather and then seeing what's possibly happening today, because I know I was definitely dodging raindrops as early this morning. So far, things look pretty good, but you guys were working hard yesterday.
That was probably the biggest tornado outbreak we've had since the Marshalltown and Pella tornado day a few years ago. So that was a serious day. Thankfully, we have not heard of any injuries from any of those tornadoes, which we are very fortunate because those were pretty strong tornadoes. Here's what we know. All right, there were at least 12 tornadoes in central Iowa, even more in parts of eastern Iowa. We'll get the final tally later on today or maybe over the next couple of days as the National Weather Service heads out and conducts those damage surveys. I know they're sending out a team to Calhoun County and parts of Hamilton County as well, where there were several tornado reports. Damage was found in Lake City. Thankfully, again, no injuries reported, and hopefully that ends up being the case when it's said and done. So this all really got going around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon when one of those homes was damaged near Lake City. This was on the south side of Lake City there. And about a few minutes later, we had a second storm produce a tornado, a multi-vortex tornado. Quite the visual there in Hamilton County between Stratford and Stanhope. We had numerous tornado reports across southern Hamilton County. It was mainly rural parts of the county. And Hardin County, you had numerous warnings, only one report there. But we'll get more confirmation on the details of that. These are all the tornado reports across northern Iowa yesterday. There were upwards of nearly 30 reports, but the National Weather Service saying there were at least 12 tornadoes that they can determine. Some of these reports are repeats of the same storm. So again, we'll get more information as time goes on later on today. No severe weather ongoing right now, just some heavy downpours mainly south of I-80 right now, so you'll have to dodge that if you're heading out over the next couple of hours. There could be a severe storm or two in our far southeast counties, perhaps later on this afternoon, and we'll have to watch out for potential of isolated flash flooding in southern Iowa. But we get through today. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Tomorrow, through the weekend, and basically all of next week is looking dry. So a lot of us are going to be thankful we got the rain that we did yesterday and overnight, because we do not have many rain chances in the extended forecast. And again, we'll take a look at Futurecast and look at that weekend forecast all coming up here in just a little bit.
All right, Taylor, let's continue to talk about that severe weather because, like he said, there have been preliminary reports of tornadoes touching down around central Iowa last night, and now it's time for cleanup. While the destruction is immense, as Local 5's Holly Shelsman explains, Iowans are already moving on to the next thing.
Mother Nature at her finest once again.
We had a tornado here either 5 or 6 years ago, and luckily we dodged that one, and not so lucky this time. But
not one, but 38 preliminary reports of tornadoes touching down in Iowa Wednesday. Lake City and Calhoun County seeing some of the worst of it.
Our green dumpster clear down here was on the side of the building, and it had pushed it all the way around and put the nice hole on the side of our enclosed trailer. And then obviously the side of the building, we lost 5 panels off the side of that.
Gordon's business already busy, still cleaning up other towns after last year's derecho. We
have enough tree work to do, enough business we need to get taken care of, that the last thing you want is to have to deal with your own problems. So definitely better to help other people out than have to deal with your own. So
across town,
tree branches down, power lines down. Half of my neighbors have over half of my kids' toys. Nerve-wracking. Like, it's my kids' home.
But one thing is for sure.
You know, it's just Iowa. It is what it is.
It's upsetting that it got broke, but we live in Iowa. It's to be expected.
Iowans are resilient. Holly Schleselman, Local 5 News, we are Iowa.
Welcome back, everyone. What a day yesterday was. Meteorologist Taylor Knust, I want you to lead this segment. This is a tornado that we're seeing here.
Yeah.
Look at that monstrosity.
We got a lot of amazing video yesterday, so we appreciate everyone sending these in. And this is from Clarence Smith. I believe this was taken in Hamilton County. I'll have to triple check that, but you can see on the ground there damage or at least circulation on the ground, and you can tell that is churning quite a bit. So we appreciate Clarence for sharing that video with us. We have not received any word on officially how strong any of these tornadoes were. You have to figure that out after the fact by assessing what type of damage they caused and then going from there to determine what the reading is.
So that's from Clarence Smith. We have a lot more video, so let's go to the next one, please. Okay, this is another video of a tornado that we're seeing here. Do you have any idea where this one is?
I believe
Stanhope, Iowa?
Yeah. So between Stanhope and Jewel, there was a tornado that, there you go, right there, a pretty powerful one, as you can see.
It's powerful, but it looks skinny. I mean,
yeah, you can't tell by just looking at a tornado how strong it is, or potentially, because I mean there are tornadoes this shape that are needle sized that can be very powerful. So from this distance back, you can't really see, or you can't really tell specifically how strong it is.
And when we say at least 12 tornadoes, we're saying 12 tornadoes touched the ground?
Correct. In central Iowa, there were even more in northeast Iowa around Waverly, pushing toward Manchester. So I mean, when it's said and done, there may have been 20 plus tornadoes in Iowa yesterday.
Okay, so this is from Jewel.
Yeah. So again, Hamilton County.
Would this be that same tornado, perhaps?
It may have been, yeah.
Okay.
It kind of transferred and turned into different shapes over time, but that tornado may have been on the ground for 20 plus minutes.
Whoa. Yeah. All right, we have a fourth video that we'd like to show here,
this is the damage in Lake City, one of the homes that received the damage.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's why I think that Lake City tornado was probably at least EF2 damage. We'll get official word on that later on today, but you can see the roof was at least partially removed, the walls bowed in. So pretty significant damage there. And once again, we're very thankful that we haven't received any word of injuries.